You live. This is the Asphalt person right here on your YouTube channel. This and you are allowed to leave a message at the bottom of my screen. Comes up on the top. I can read it. For your questions, I wrote the Asphalt Cowboy song of 1966. Wheels are rolling, gears are grinding, double clutching crew. And they basically liked the songs or they stole it, copyright on it, recorded it along with Sweet Thing by Ernest Tubb will rattle in. But Ernest Tubb didn't know who wrote the song. He just was being a gentleman and recording the song because he liked it. But the guy that stole it was nasty. And he decided that he didn't want to allow me to make any money off of the the words, the music, or whatever. He basically went down and got a fake copyright in a fake name, and it took me several years to figure out. I should have known since I recorded the songs that he stole them. So anyway, I'm trying to go to court and get my songs back, custody of my music and my royalties. So I may be a very rich individual here in a few months. I may be so rich I buy a yacht and just crank up my jukebox and play my songs because they're hit songs. Don't get me wrong. They only missed a few words. Didn't put the correct wording in there, but they still got pretty close to number one. I think I could have put them all the way over the top, number one, if they'd have just let me go ahead and recover them and re-record them. So I recorded Sweet Thing on here on YouTube so you could hear it, my version of it, and I added some new stuff. And I left out some of the old stuff that I was tired of listening to them whack on. So it's difficult. It's kind of like the story of the guy left Arkansas. He stuck over to Nashville, and he showed him his song and his music and everything. And he said, we don't. Yeah, that song is not going to go anywhere. You don't have nothing there. So on his way back home, he's listening to his radio, and his song is playing on the radio. Somebody had basically written down the song and got a copy of it, but they stole his song and got some recording artists to do the song. And he was on the radio before he got home, but he didn't get no royalties out of it. They just left him poor and broke. I've heard that happening more than once, and it happened to me, so I know it happens. These people steal your music, steal your lyrics, and they get all the money and all the fame. One of these days, when I get real rich and famous, I'm going to try to figure out a way to help other people get their songs stolen, get their money back out of the deal. So we've got a lot of stuff here in it that don't belong out here in the way. Got, there, figure out what that was. Stuff in the way. You can't see it. The camera, you can see it. So another song that I wrote was Sweet Thing that Ernest Tubb and Loretta Lynn recorded a few years later. But that was also recorded by Nat Stuckey when he first stole the song. He went to Shreveport, Louisiana, this little rinky-dink studio and got a fake copyright in somebody else's name and he recorded the songs. And I don't know how many other songs that he stole, but I had a song similar to Papa Top. Papa Top on one more beer. Oh, hello, dear. It's so good to see you back in town. I wrote a song similar to that, and then they come out with Papa Top again. It's got time for one more round. So anyway, they can change the words around a little bit and record it and not pay you nothing. To get the ideas, they get your ideas, and then sometimes they play them just like you did. But you know what I mean? They got the ability to go to the recording studio, and you don't. And that's what it amounts to. The poor stay poor, and the rich get richer because they've got the connections, and they got the connections with the recording studios. They can walk in and do your song, and so that everybody thinks, oh, they wrote it, but that they didn't. They stole it. They stole your song. Oh boy. So I've been doing some research on motorcycles and so forth. They're making junk. These companies are building junk, and then they say, well, we patched this up or we patched that up, and now it's working all right. But it's not. It's not working all right. You get stuck with these projects. You buy it, and then you can't get rid of it unless you want to give it away real cheap. And that's what a lot of people are having to do is give them away cheap. And then when the motorcycle dealers get the motorcycles back, they raise the price way up there like they're real high quality used motorcycles, but basically they're not real high quality motorcycles, and they're not worth what they're charging you for them. So the only suggestion I've got is stop buying used motorcycles because most of them are something's wrong with them. Or the previous owner wouldn't be sending them, giving them back. And a lot of times they ride too hot. There's too much heat coming up on you, and especially in summertime. And most people don't ride in dead of winter, so they don't really want the heat. You know, you can't ride in the wintertime because it's snowing, raining, icy roads. I mean, you can't get out there and ride in that kind of weather. So nowadays, you got to be careful in the summertime riding on a motorcycle because these people out there spraying weed killer with a little gallon jug, and when you're riding by on your bike, they're spraying you with poison, and so that stuff will kill you. You know, they're out there in their Bermuda shorts on, and they're spraying right down by their leg, and they ain't got sense enough to realize that if they get a whiff of that weed killer, it'll get them. So people are just stupid. Go in there. It says poison all over the bottle, but they get it and spray it anyway. You got to be careful when you're out riding your bike. Don't get a whiff of that stuff. It's in the air blowing towards you. You're in big trouble. You want one of them masks. So I've got like 4 or 5 old computers, and they just keep quitting. It's kind of like an old car. They'll run for a little while, and then they'll just quit. Something will happen to them, and they'll just quit. Same with old computers. They run for a little while, and then they just quit. And or they're running so bad that you don't want to try and run them. You know, they're too slow. They hang up. They freeze up. The catchy gets full of this all the stuff they're putting on the internet now is copied, make copies of, save this, save that, and they're saving everything you say. Like right now, there's some giant computer recording everything I'm saying. And these doctorates of computer knowledge or whatever. They're up there with their little earpieces on, listening to everything you say. So basically, you got to be careful what you say on here because they can misinterpret what you're saying real easy. Uh, but some of these people get a lot of subscribers real fast, and I've been on here for, I don't know, 6, 7 months, and I've got 10 subscribers. 10, 10 subscribers. Most people get that much in an hour. These subscribers in an hour or more. So anyway, I guess what I've got to say isn't very important. I bought these new guitars, and most of them were under $200. I basically had to give them away wholesale price because they won't none of them play music. They look good. If you want a wall hanger, buy you one. But if you want to play some chords, make some music, don't waste $200 getting one of these things shipped in because they will not play music. And some of what said, I'm just going by what he said. He said you got to get up around $400 minimum to get anything that is comparable to playing a little bit of music. So if you don't spend at least $400, that guitar is under $400, I suggest don't buy it. That's what I suggest. You'll be using it for a wall hanger, or you'll be trying to sell it wholesale to some music teacher that's got the 8th grade needing guitars or something. These kids can rewire them, adjust them, practice on their chord work, but they're never going to get a good sound out of them guitars. They're just worthless pieces of wood. So moving on a little bit more. The motorcycles that right now are selling out, and they're selling anything with 2 wheels on it. People are buying. I guess they were locked up too long in their little wacko in the head because they're buying anything that's got 2 wheels on it. So I went shopping for a motorcycle. You can't find one, especially if you got a certain model that you like. You're trying to find a certain model motorcycle. They're sold out. They're talking 2 or 3 months. Maybe they can get one. 2 or 3, 4 months. Maybe next year. It's ridiculous. So a model that I think it's going out is the 48. I think they're going to quit making them 2021. Now, you don't have to write that down as guaranteed because I don't know. These executives won't talk to you. You can call them, but they won't talk to you. They won't let you in on what they're going to do next year. I don't think the people that work for them even know what they're going to do next year. So they're building more jumps. All I can see, they got these 1250 off-road machine, 1250. How to explain it? These ugly duckling motorcycles. They sound like a single cylinder. Boring as hell. Then they got a pretty healthy price on them. It's $16,000, $17,000, $18,000. I don't know how many people are going off road that wants to spend $18,000 to go on a bumpy, rough gravel road that you might wind up upside down in a ditch somewhere you hit the right kind of mist terrain, it's hard to keep any kind of motorcycle up and rolling. But you sure don't want to take your street machine off across there where they go with these what I call dirt bikes, these big knobby tires for traction, and they set about 6 or 8 inches off the ground for more ground clearance, which is good for off roading, but you're setting way up in the air. You're setting, I think the seat height on these are 33, 34 inches. Too tall for me, I'll tell you that. So anyway, I've had to take a couple of my videos off the air because I wasn't paying enough attention. And in the background, one of my computers was playing real low music in the background, and it came across and picked up on my microphone on my video, and I had trashed my whole video, 2 or 3 of them so far. And they got all these gigantic claims against you, like you can't have revenue on this video because you got somebody else's music in the background. You can't even hardly hear it. How they pick that up, I don't know. But they've got some secret system that can hear this noise in the background and make a song out of it and say, oh, that's a certain song. And you're not supposed to have legitimacy. You're not legal to play their music on your video, which is crazy. I mean, I don't see what it hurts if there's a little music going in the background, but these guys that go this boom, 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 boom crap, it don't seem to bother them guys. In other words, certain individuals can do whatever the hell they want to, and certain people like me that are startup organizations, starting up, trying to get some videos out here, seem like they just ban them all the time. Bam, we don't like this. Bam, we don't like that. So you got a lot of restrictions here on YouTube that you can't do a lot of things that you'd like to do. And so anyway, I guess I'm getting away with more than I should be getting away with. But I'm trying to produce some knowledge out there for the public. My 10 subscribers. I'll let them in on a few secrets of the trade. So right now I've got 5 guitars for sale. 4 of them are under $200 guitars, and they're worthless. They are beautiful guitars. They'll make you a good wall ornament, hang on the wall for the looks, but they will not play music. And I'll sell them cheap, real cheap. If you figure out a way to get me a little bit of money in here, I will ship you a guitar. I was going to try and set up a PayPal account, but I can't get through PayPal. They've got so many rules and restrictions and passwords and so forth. And yeah, I put a debit card, credit card, MasterCard on the PayPal account to pay bills with, and PayPal will not honor that debit card, even though it's got money on it. They won't let me buy anything or pay any bills with their system. So I basically give up on PayPal. I think Microsoft bought out PayPal a few years ago, and they have totally screwed up the system. I don't know what I think. Microsoft will take a good company and mash it. So I can't get their software to work very good like the I used to call it Internet Explorer, but they call it Edge or something else now. They got a new name for it. But it don't work that well. And it's all the time dragging stuff into your computer from I guess you're on the internet. Um, it's called cookies. Cookies, um, memory, photos, videos of they're not only recorded for you, they record them for like this. Like they've got a recording of everybody's video somewhere on this giant computer. It's called the Beast. So don't put any pictures on there that you don't want going to the Beast, because the Beast is going to get a copy of those and they can release them one of these days and, tell all your secrets you thought was secret. So anyway, even though it's legal secrets, you didn't want to broadcast it around the world, but they can broadcast your stuff around the world whenever they take an ocean. I don't write that down as law, but I've got an idea I'm right. That's just some general knowledge I picked up here and there of different moments of listening to the comments of other people that might know what they're talking about. And it made sense. A giant computer system called the Beast that's recording everybody's conversations and everybody's videos and everybody's photos. And they're developing this giant database. Your profile, your picture, and everybody that you're supposedly kin to, your business, what you do for a living. In other words, they're gaining information from everybody in the world, basically. So right now it's mostly sunny, as you can see. I'll show you. It's bright. Sun shining brightly in Texas, and if you can stand the heat off these machines, you're sitting right on top of this engine. It's hot, especially in Texas, and you're out there in the probably I don't know. I bet it's 90 degrees today. But anyway, you're sitting on this hot motorcycle trying to ride and go somewhere. It's not much fun. That's the reason people buy these things in this air-conditioned store. And they take them out, buy them and take them home. And they ride them a couple of times and they put them in the garage. And then later on, you see them on the new dealership lot for sale, used, with very few miles on there, because these people didn't ride them. They just thought they wanted to ride them. As soon as they got out there and that wind hit dirt hitting them in the eyes, and the guy was spraying poison down the road there, and got a whiff of that. They took those motorcycles right back, put them in the garage. They could figure out a way to trade them back in for something else. That's the reason you get used motorcycles with very few miles on them, because most people are not tough enough to ride those things. They just think they are. They make it look nice and easy and fun in the videos and the advertisements. They show these people out having this little party with 2 or 3 motorcycles, and they're at this table laughing, cutting up, and having fun, eating their tacos or whatever they're doing. And when you get the motorcycle, hey, between the fuel, the insurance, and the payments on the motorcycle, you ain't got no money left for no tacos. So I'm talking pretty healthy payments here, like $350, $400, $500, $600 a month for a motorcycle. It's ridiculous. Can't ride those things enough to make up for the expenses. Minimum insurance is about $33 a month. That's for just for liability. Now, I don't know how many times they paid off on liability, but it can't be much because most damage that you're going to do with a motorcycle is you're going to run over some grass or a few flowers somebody planted or something like that. Most of the time, it's going to be minimum, and your insurance is going to have a base figure that you got to pay up front. Well, mostly what you pay up front is all that's going to get paid because the insurance company is never going to come owing you any money. That's the reason they're making billions. Insurance companies are making billions because the initial cost of anything that comes up, you are still responsible for that. Even though you've got insurance, you've got to pay the first big chunk of money yourself before you can ask them to pay a little bit. Most of the time, the little bit is less than what they are going to give you. So you wind up with not getting any help from the insurance company. All you're doing is paying them. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't give them any more than you have to because they're very, very seldom are they going to give you any money back. So anyway, this is July 30th, 2021. I was going to say 2020, but it's already 2021. And the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally is approaching this about the 7th of August until about the 15th of August. They're going to be in the mainstream flow of catering to the motorcycle public. They're going to have lots of beer to drink, lots of entertainment, and places to rent to spend time. Call it lodging. You have to have lodging if you're going to be up there 7 or 8 days. You got to have your own lodging or rent something. And you can bring your camp trailer and you can plug it in at the RV places. I don't know exactly what they charge, but I would think if I was going to be up there a week, I would want to take my camper and plug it into the RV park because otherwise you're left with renting a tent somewhere, and a tent probably is not accommodating too well. So the reason I was talking about earlier is shopping for a motorcycle is shopping for a motorcycle so I could ride to Sturgis this year and visit with the people that I want to visit or see. There's not exactly celebrities, but just people in general that would be fun to chat with and have a beer with and so forth. So I'm having trouble finding a motorcycle because of these dealers are all sold out early. They've got a few motorcycles, but they're not. I say they're not the favorite ones. The favorite motorcycles, most of them are sold out. And we only got a week. I've only got like 6 days left to pick one out. And I may have to settle for just a general middle of the run something motorcycle with a big enough fuel tank to get to the next fuel stop because these little Sportsters only got 2 gallons of fuel supply, which only go about 75 miles. You're out of fuel. A lot of these places are further between gas stops than 75 miles. And if they are, you better know the time of day that they're open because 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, they might close up. and you don't get any fuel till next morning, 7 or 8 o'clock, and there's no lodging in there in that little town, guarantee you. So you're trying to sleep on top of that motorcycle, basically waiting for fuel stop to open up. It's better to get a motorcycle with a bigger fuel tank on there so you can make it on up there. That's my opinion. Out there, it ain't worth much, I don't guess, because it's only got 10 subscribers, but he can't win them all. Some people are popular and some of us are not popular. This cap right here cost me about $50,000. Got this cap, two other, he gave me 3 caps altogether. So place up in Oklahoma has to ask you how much money you got to trade vehicles. And when they go in there and do their little calculations, come back out, the amount to trade is exactly what you brought. What you told them you brought. You brought X amount of dollars. That's exactly what they need to do the trade. So you got to give them all your money in order to get your trade done and get the heck out of there. So anyway, I'm going to try and get this video on the channel before they put too many X's on it. I don't hear any music in the background, so I'm probably good to go on this one. I don't guarantee there either. So we're gonna close down for now, and I appreciate the 10 subscribers I've got, because otherwise I'd have no subscribers, and that'd be embarrassing. But now I've got 10 subscribers, so I'm way up there in the charts, I guess. We're gonna end this one. End.